Bungee jumping. When it comes to the most extreme sports in the world, bungee jumping is surely on top of that list. While there are those who seek the thrill and love bungee jumping recreationally, most of us won't even think of stepping on that platform, let alone take that leap of faith. Unfortunately, for the first time bungee jumper Yecenia Morales, she met the worst of fates and something of nightmares came to life. Yecenia plummeted to her death 164 feet to the valley below. Bungee jumping is an activity that involves a person jumping from a great height while connected to a large elastic cord. The launching pad is usually erected on a tall structure such as a building, crane, bridge, or even a natural geographic feature such as a cliff. For the more riskier ones, it's also possible to jump from a type of aircraft as long as it has the ability to hover over the ground. An example of these are hot air balloons or even a helicopter. The thrill comes from free falling and the rebound. When the person jumps, the cord stretches and the jumper flies upwards again as the cord recoils and continues to oscillate up and down until all the kinetic energy is dissipated. Due to bungee jumping being such a dangerous sport, there are many fatalities that can occur, and unfortunately for Yecenia Morales, the worst possible outcome happened to her on her first time bungee jumping. Yecenia Morales was a 25-year-old lawyer from Colombia, and she decided to take her first ever bungee jump with her boyfriend and take a trip to the viaduct in Amaga from northern Colombia. They decided to go there as it was a popular bungee spot, and they were the 90th jumpers of the day. As Yecenia and her boyfriend approached the platform, there seemed to be miscommunications that caused her to jump off the bridge. The operator had signaled for Yecenia's boyfriend to come forth and take the leap. However, Yecenia instantly thought that the signal was for her, and without thinking twice, she ended up leaping over the bridge to her death.
¡Se mató! ¡Ay, se mató! ¡Se mató!
Medical reports had shown that Yecenia had suffered a heart attack and had died before she had even touched the floor. There were about 100 onlookers staring in terror as Yecenia had plummeted to her death 164 feet below to the valley. What Yecenia hadn't realized was that there was no cord attached to her legs before she had jumped off that bridge. This caused her to free fall 164 feet down to the valley, subsequently causing her to die. Yecenia's boyfriend made his way down and tried desperately attempting CPR. However, when firefighters arrived on scene, she was pronounced dead instantly. Yecenia's boyfriend received medical treatment for minor injuries due to cuts from making his way down to the valley. However, he was suffering from severe shock. When it comes to these dangerous sports, there's no shortcuts. Safety is always first, and double checking is key. However, the miscommunication happened with Yecenia, and one can only imagine the nerves of a person when being up there and looking down and trying your best to not have any doubts creep in your brain. I'd assume that she would try to fight off the negative thoughts and jump without thinking twice and get it over and done with. However, this was a fatal decision for her. It's unimaginable thinking about the fear Yecenia would have felt in that moment, which subsequently caused her to have the heart attack and die, as the fear in that situation is unimaginable. It really goes to show how terrifying it must have been, where you die from the fear before even making impact. Although there are many things that can go wrong in bungee jumping, including the cord snapping and other various factors, what one would never think is jumping off the bridge without any cord being attached. No one can be ready for that. Jumping with a cord attached is one thing, and bracing yourself in case anything snaps. But jumping and free falling to your death is a complete different cup of tea.